Hi and welcome, so happy you're here. I'm going to be talking today about the blame game in relationships and why it is so important to get out of that wheel, and I call it a wheel because it's kind of like that hamster wheel that people get stuck in, where they're blaming one another for the relationship problems, for why they are the way they are, for why their behavior, how they react. And this is a really damaging way to live your life because it doesn't give you any freedom, any power, and any opportunity to change things and create the life and the joy and the success that you really want. So time and time again, I hear people say that I am acting in this way because of their behavior. For example, I have people saying, I'm anxious and my anxiety is created because of what they did to me. My anger is triggered by the way that they speak to me. I have angry outbursts because they don't listen. I have anxiety because they cheated on me 5 years ago and now I have all of these problems. That sometimes people will say, I can't exercise, I can't lose weight because they are making me emotionally eat, or they're not giving me enough time to exercise. And if we live our life blaming the other person, we are going to stay stuck. We're going to feel trapped and we're going to feel like there's no real way out. We have to, in order to live a powerful life with joy and peace and happiness, not live our life on the effect side of the equation. So there's a universal law of cause and effect. Something causes the effect. Okay? And if we live our life on the effect side, we give away all our power. I'm like this because you made me like this. You wouldn't believe the amount of times I hear every single week couples, one person in the couple or sometimes both, telling me that I've never ever been so angry, but only with them. It's them that is triggering me. I've never ever felt so insecure. It's them that's created this in me. And the thing is that in intimate, close relationships, we can bring out extra things, but it's not their fault. If anything is coming up, we also have to look at, am I responding in the way that I want to respond? Now, you may not be 100% to blame. I get that. Maybe it's mutual. But the more that you give your power away by saying, well, you created this in me, you've done this, so I'm this way, the less we're going to have the freedom and choices in our life to create what we want. So this is a challenge. It's a very powerful challenge. When things happen, when you act in ways that perhaps you don't want to act, or you feel certain things, it can be really powerful to ask yourself, how am I creating this? How am I causing this? Am I contributing to this? What do I need to work on? What can I learn from this? How can I grow from this? When I'm triggered, I often do like a self-awareness kind of check, where I'm like, okay, I'm really triggered by this behavior in another person. Is it them? Is it their stuff? Or is it my stuff that I need to resolve? And if you at least do that and you give yourself that time to reflect and work on the things that you need to work on, that's really going to stead you in a good power. Now, if there are certain things that are not going well in your relationship, by all means, try and create some change by making a request. And the reason I say try, and I don't normally like the word try, is because you can't control someone else's behavior. All you can do is make a suggestion, and you've got to make a positive suggestion. So many couples get stuck saying, you do this, you're doing this wrong, you're like this, you make me like this. They're just focusing on all the things they don't want. And this is where couples get stuck Going over and over and over the past doesn't help. The blame game, the complaining game, it drains our energy and you're focusing on what you don't want. So if there are things that you need your partner to change, make sure that you're directing it to where you want to go rather than going over the past. For example, saying, I would be so happy if you could do this. It would make me feel so great if we did this together on the weekend. Or if you really need help, or you really would love them to change one thing, then you just say, would you be willing to help me with this? Would you be willing to change that one behavior? Being very careful to show them that you don't have a problem with them, their personality. You're not criticizing them. You're not telling them that they're lazy, they're selfish, they're controlling. You know the drill. You're telling them that this one behavior is upsetting you, or you would be so happy for it to change, and giving them some ideas and suggestions to move forward. So this is how you stop the blame game in your relationship. 1, you look at what can I change? 2, you ask a positive behavior request change. And then when you ask for that change, you also ask them, is there anything you would like me to change or adjust for you? This is going to move you forward rather than being caught and trapped in the blame game, which is not going to help you live that happy life and have that happy, meaningful, close, connected relationship. Thanks for watching. From my heart to yours, wishing you an awesome day ahead.